I have a gear review for you today of an inflatable camping pad.
Pioneer Grandma here. I'm in my minivan camper and I'm going to be going on a trip where I'm going to have to haul my gear in. It's going to be at a lake in southern Oregon and we're going to have carts to haul our stuff in. That'll be cool. But what I needed was something to not sleep directly on the ground. I've got my tent and it has done nicely for me. But I got an inflatable camp pad. The Klymit Static 5 Luxe. It's a little bit wider and a little bit thicker. The thickness is what I was particularly looking for. It says it takes about 20 to 30 breaths without a pump. It's made out of 75 denier, I think is how you pronounce it. It just says D, polyester fabric. I wanted the polyester fabric or something that wasn't so noisy. Otherwise, when you turn over at night, it's so noisy. We'll see. So what I've done is I've pulled out everything off of my bed in my minivan camper. You can see the structure underneath. We're on the driver's side right now in the back. And I pulled everything off there, my wool mattress and everything else. Let's get this out of the bag. I guess this would be like the unboxing. This is the unbagging. But I figure the ground that I'll be sleeping on is probably not anywhere near as hard as this plywood is. 30 inches by 76 inches, and it weighs 27 ounces or 765 grams. Made in Taiwan, designed in Utah. Okay. One-way inflate. Flip to deflate. Flip to inflate. Okay. I guess that's the instructions. And it's supposed to be compatible with pumps, so we may try that if that just blowing it up doesn't work. Very well. I do get impatient, but I won't have any room to take much gear. Well, I'll get it spread out, I'll get it blown up, and then I'll show you. Well, I was able to blow it up pretty easily, actually. Probably took me about 35 breaths, but I got more efficient as I went on. I don't think I'd bother with a pump. It's not worth dragging that for. It's wider than my bed here, which I thought I'd made this bed 30 inches wide. Apparently I didn't. So it fits nicely on this platform, hangs off a little bit. I think I might try blowing it up a little bit more. With a sleeping bag on it, I think it'd be okay. Without it, I laid on it and right in these spots like here, my elbows hit down. But when I was laying on it flat, it was fine. Lying on my side, it was fine. I think with a sleeping bag on it, it'll be okay. And it's not nearly as noisy as some air mattresses I've used in the past. I like this material. We'll see how it goes. So I have the Klymit inflatable camp pad on my plywood and 2x4 bed structure in my minivan camper. And I just threw a sleeping bag over the top of it and tested it out. Not bad. Not bad at all. My hips don't hit the board. Neither does my elbow. Very cool. Very cool. I think it's nap time. So I'll show you how it deflates. Very quickly. Amazingly, I'm going to be able to fit it back in the bag it came out of. Very cool. So many things don't go back in the containers that they come out of. They're designed for it, but you have to have some sort of special degree of some sort that I usually don't have to get them back in. But this one did. So far, I'm really pleased with the Klymit Static 5 Luxe. It's a little wider than I thought it was going to be, which is lovely. It does slide a little bit, so I imagine on the floor of the tent it's going to slide a little bit. I might try some of that shelf liner that you use in RVs to keep things from moving. I'll try some of that and see if that makes a difference. It's not as noisy as most of the inflatable mattresses I've used in the past, or the camp pads, which is what I was looking for. It's a polyester sort of fabric, so hopefully that makes a big difference. We'll see. It didn't lose any air overnight. I don't find my elbows and my hips and my shoulders bumping down to the plywood once I put the sleeping bag on it. Without the sleeping bag, yeah, you did. But I inflated it to about 40 of my breaths. It took me about 40 to make it tight enough, but I'm happy with that. It inflates really easily, and it deflates very easily also, which is so nice compared to the ones I've used in the past. I've had really expensive self-inflating pads before, and they don't always stay self-inflating. Now, after I looked at it more closely, there's a little pocket inside, and there is patching material. So that's cool. It has its fabulous instruction sheet, inflate and deflate. I didn't find that and it was a large area. I haven't tried it with a pump yet. I don't think I'm gonna bother. I could test that if you'd like. If you're interested in this, I bought it on Amazon. I can put a link in the description. But I don't think I'm gonna bother. You basically push the button and it switches from inflate to deflate. It's a one-way valve, so it worked nicely and it's sealed up tight. So far I'm happy. I think it's gonna be great. In a couple weeks, you can do an update if there's any problems. Otherwise, I think it was worth the cost. I hope you got something out of this, and if you did, if you would like and subscribe and share with your friends, that'd be great.